Alrighty, hello folks. Welcome back to Speed Gaming and to another Metroid Prime 2 CGC weekly race. We just got started here, so we will see if it's time to start here in a bit. I'm Samus with 10, and I have co-commentating with me once again, Miriam. Always
Hey,
good to
good. Hey, it's been a pleasure, Sam. But more importantly, it's a bit quiet. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I should probably
Don't
check
worry,
that.
we'll have that fixed here in a second.
Okay, I know what's wrong with it. Oh, it's saying it's yours.
Oh,
let me
whoops.
let me turn up sensitivity. All right, but either way, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us here on Speed Gaming for another cross-game clash. We've got two teams running tonight. On your left, you'll see Sunset Orange with the Ginger Chris running Prime and Cestrion Echoes. And on your right side, we'll have Captain MD and Arrow Razor with the best seed rollers. Our preset rules today. Sam, do you want to go over what our preset rules are for cross game?
Sure, yeah. So for Prime, it's basically almost identical to our standard weekly presets. We have Vanilla Start, obviously. The only primary difference from the Odd Weekly is that instead of 6 artifacts, we will have 9. Now for Echoes, instead of a main energy controller start, we will have a landing site start with the 2 hive gates you see here are set to unlocked. And I believe Industrial Site, the room right now that Captain D is in, is also unlocked. And that's about it for Echoes, I believe. Don't think anything else worth noting. So just really good preset for both players to get checks pretty early on, especially for Echoes, and so I'm going to wait for Violet or getting Violet immediately. So yeah, we'll have these streams synced up in a minute as well.
But right now, that looks like our main start. We're trying to get through the early game. And, well, look at that. We already have a Sky Temple key on Aegon Transport Access.
Yep.
That's good to see. But as stated, right now we're just trying to go through the early games. We're trying to get through our first loop of Temple Grounds, possibly to Great Temple if we can. But we really want to get to Aegon as fast as possible with Echoes. Sam, what are we thinking for Prime? What should we be looking for starting off?
So obviously our go-tos are the Morphball, Space Jump, really useful for early game, including Morphball bombs. Then we sort of enter this next phase where we want Various Suit and Wave Beam, and then it starts going to late game where we will want to get Ice Beam and Plasma, and maybe some more miscellaneous upgrades like Boost Ball and Spider Ball, although they don't lock as many checks as compared to the bombs as well. How about Echoes? What are you thinking on the side of Echoes? What's our main gateway into getting more checks here?
Well, right now the biggest thing for Echoes, we really want to find our Space Jump, our bombs, and our missile launcher. If we find Dark Beam, that opens up a huge portion of late Aegon with the labs. But really, we want to find our bombs and at minimum, some sort of advanced movement, screw attack or power bombs. That just completely breaks open a lot of tricks. As far as late game, Dark Beam's more usable. Light Beam would get us into late Torvus. And to end everything off, hopefully a Dark Suit coming up. Dark Aether can be painful with no E-Tanks this early.
Yeah, certainly. Well, we have our Morph Ball now, so we can obviously do a little bit more with that. I didn't see what was under the ships, so I'm not sure if there's something important there, but it's likely that we're gonna have a missile there, even if it's not a major.
From what I saw, it looked like it could have been bombs, but it could not have been. But we did have Violet Translator and Temple Assembly Site that gives us immediate access to Great Temple. So we've already got 3 checks, so we can get right off the bat.
Yeah,
Oh,
however, it is out of logic until we get major, which I'm assuming maybe under the ship or is later on here. Oh, it's bombs. Okay.
yeah, that's what I thought it looked like. But with Echoes right now, we do have 3 checks we can get in Great Temple. We have Transport B access, which we can peek but can't get. Dark Alpha Splinter's got something, and Umos 1, as well as a hint right alongside Umos. So this could be great information. It could be completely useless. But I would say it's important to point out our trick logic. Sam, what are we looking at? Beginner logic for our runners today?
Yes, Echoes will have Mainly standard logic, only 8 tricks at beginner, if I remember correctly. They're mainly not anything significant, like standable terrain, it's bomb jumps, some knowledge logic. Whereas with Prime, we have a few more, 10 at beginner, mainly standable terrain, scan dashing, combat, also knowledge. Uh, Basically making it so that you need there's some small little bits that will add some variety to the logic compared to having trickless.
Well, I
So
guess it's nice to mention that it's that if anyone's interested in joining us in the community or picking up these games, yeah, we're open for everyone. You don't have to be an advanced master to join in on these sort of events.
right. The important thing to note is that all these races are very accessible.
And speaking about accessibility, our Dark Alpha Splinter is going to drop another SDK,
Yeah,
and we
there's a
have a
launcher for Echoes.
oh, oh that's nice.
Still not also
Uh,
for Prime.
well, the good thing finding missile launcher off the bat that gives us a storage cache right next to Temple Assembly site. Gives us some beginner movement over in Aegon Wastes. So right
Mhm.
now, or we can't get to the FMC compound though. Trooper security stations and post layer. But finding our dark beam that is really cementing
Okay.
away into Aegon.
Yeah. Spider for Prime is in communication area. Neat. Also, quick question for required mains. There are no required mains for either of these games here, so any expansion will suffice.
And I think we had that yesterday with power bombs. Main PBs on Chica, which no one wanted to go get.
Oh, certainly, yes. Alright, so Prime is kind of short on things to do right now. As you see, TGC is just going to stand still because there's nothing good logically to obtain at the moment. The only thing that's readily available would be the half pipe, but you would have to perform either a difficult movement trick or a half pipe bomb jump. So Echoes for now is going to be providing the checks.
And with Echoes, we did realize on Cestrion's side, taking a peek at Transport B access, we found our first progressive suit hiding up there, which is useful information. We can get that immediately with Space Jump with a well-timed slope jump or our bombs. And coming
Alright,
over
there's our
to...
first missile.
Hey, look at that, missile launcher.
So yeah, that opens a lot of checks up for Prime. First of which is going to be Ruin Gallery, which is just another missile for Echoes.
Well, this is good for Echoes. Having 10 missiles, we now have priority drops in place. So that's going to help us significantly if we run low.
Certainly.
I'm sorry, Sam, but unlike Prime, the drop system in Echoes is 10 times better.
I wouldn't say it's better. I would say it's just more abusable to get what you want, whereas in Prime, it's just never what you want. Oh, there's Echo Space Jump.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I'd start making a beeline for Aegon Waste then.
Oh, Progressive Suit up to 3 rooms away from doomed entry.
Up to 3
Uh,
rooms.
we have Battleground Warriors Walk and
Feeding pit.
Vanilla Light Beam. Well, obviously it can't be Feeding Pit, but
Well, come on. Can't you have enthusiasm? Hide the light suit where you need a light suit check.
I think maybe Light Suit can be not logically required in this preset, so maybe that is Light Suit, which would be interesting.
If that's the case, that means our final bosses are turned off then.
Well, I think beginner combat permits
I,
fighting final bosses without light suit.
I will go double check that.
I think Mining Plaza I couldn't actually tell it was in Mining Plaza, so I'm
I,
gonna have to figure out on Cestrion's side.
I couldn't see it, but anything useful over in Prime Vault?
Didn't seem like it. Just rolled straight by.
We do have chat suggesting it could have been a red key. But Cestrion playing a
Okay.
smart move here, going for his dark suit immediately.
Yeah, that'll be very helpful later on in Dark Aether, especially because we may or may not be taking an early trip there. Doing it with 0 E-tanks is definitely doable, but it does require you to be a lot more cautious with your movement. And if you mess anything up, you can lose a lot of health very quickly.
Yeah, but thankfully with dark suit, it's extremely reduced damage.
Yeah. As we
And
say that, another SDK.
that's our third one. Okay, so 3 out of 9. And Dark Beam was on Umos 1
Yep,
over in
energy
mainnet.
flow.
Yep.
Okay, there's a powerbomb expansion in the tunnel there.
Yeah,
Pretty early on, but not logical.
no, but it could be useful getting some early checks out of the way.
Well, certainly. Including whatever's in Mining Station A, which Captain and D seems slightly interested in, because he laid a powerbomb there.
Yeah, but he's got space jump. He could just jump onto the wasp nest and do a standable terrain trick.
Also, immediately going for labs, it seems. Or just Central Mining Station slash command center.
Interesting choice. I'm not sure what his loop would be. Well, I'd going for Bomb Guardian, Aegon Energy Controller. That'd be nice. Dark Beam. We can take a peek at Mineshaft.
Is that Wave or Boost in Ruin Fountain? No, it's an E-Tank for Echoes. And I think that is a red key in Mining Plaza. A little
Oh
hard
man,
to tell, though.
Hopefully it's Inghive.
Get to see some NSJ movement, because without Space Jump, you have to do some more unorthodox strategies in order to traverse rooms quickly.
And as we have Prime moving along, we find that Bomb Guardian and the Aegon Temple hides for us a very special Amber translator.
Ooh, okay.
I
Get
almost
some
said
nice early hints.
Amber Visor. That's not what that is.
Ah, yes, the Amber Visor.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Nah, that's on TGC's side.
That's fair.
What is that in Watery Hall?
Looks like that hint is dead. That just tells us where our Dark Beam was.
Well,
Sand Cache is open. Light Beam on Sand Cache. Oh.
okay. Beam's very early. It's nice.
You know, with how Chet's taken Amber Visor, I think I'm just going to call all the translators Visors now. This can be our new trend.
Yep.
And we're able to check this little... Oh, Seeker Launcher.
Oh, that sucks.
Who's
Okay, there's
fallen
secrets.
watery? Who's fallen Watery Hall?
It really sucks to try and get the item without any tanks.
Is it remotely possible with no E-Tanks to get back
It's
safely?
very possible. It's very possible. But you need to have quite a lot of health, like at least 70. And if you don't have Space Jump, it makes it even more annoying. So I'm curious as to whether or not TGC will just try and get it immediately, or we'll just go back for it.
That's fair. And over on Seed Rollers, we got Captain making a backwards entrance into Aegon Labs. Thankfully, with Light Beam, this makes this a heck of a lot easier. And Dark Beam lets us get out. Alright, well, everyone say hello to Dark Samus. And now say goodbye to Dark Samus.
Yep. Power bombs are very efficient.
Just stopping in to say hello. Did Captain go to Aegon Energy Controller? Or did he just immediately turn around?
I think he just went to labs. I'm unsure.
Oh.
I don't think he went there.
A little concerning. Oh, I think I know why. He might be waiting for a loop back so we can do Mine Shaft in one shot. And there's no bombs. That's absolutely right. We still don't have bombs.
Ah, true.
That explains why we can't do it. I'm smart.
It was Prime who got bombs.
I'm a well-knowledged player of this game, totally, yeah.
Gotta love to see that fusion suit from TGC.
That was a great addition by Retro back with the GameCube. It's a nice throwback.
Despite the elaborate setup needed to actually get it.
Even with that, they pulled it off and it worked beautifully.
Alright, time for our boy Zoid.
Yep, and Captain's doing a warp to start, it looks like. It's not going to progress through backwards labs as we have no bombs.
Super is behind Zoid. Okay. Make sure to check the tree.
And Captain, don't forget about DMT.
Oh,
Oh, the arrow
that
took a
did not.
death.
Oh dear. I believe he was trying to obtain the lower watery hull item.
Uh, and like you said, that's a little risky with low health.
Very, very easy to die there.
All right, Captain, I respect your decision not immediately going for DMT. But hey, you got no bombs, so you can't do Hive Chamber B. No, we got power bombs. That opens it up.
Yep. Cestron also taking this trip to labs.
All right. Meanwhile, Arrow's making his way back through Chozo from the early death. And we're back in
Okay.
Watery Hall.
Supers from Zoid. That could indicate in the future that something will be important that is locked behind supers, but don't know yet.
But we can see over on Dynamo, we have a dark ammo expansion. That's always good to have more ammo.
Nope. Cestron immediately taking the dip out of labs after peeking command center real quick. Oh, never mind. Going the other way to get command center, it seems. Or to get to command center. Didn't want to fight these guys.
And there's Arrow's Spider Ball from communication area. We got the hint for that a while ago.
That is some nice timing.
Yeah, that was... Gotta like it when a team works together.
Ooh, it immediately goes on a Various suit. That is pretty huge.
What do you...
Cestron's not going to find that for a little longer. And by that point, TUC is going to be a little out of the way of Dynamo.
What are you thinking here for Prime, Sam?
Well, now that we have Varia, and we have bombs, I think we already got Room Gallery. It depends on how you want to enter Magmor here. Probably for Arrow, in this case, we do Zoid, Furnace items, Warp to start, do our early talent items that are accessible. And then we make our way to mines through Twin Fires and also grab Transport Tunnel B on the way.
Interesting logic. But we did see something extremely useful over on Cestrion's side, finding his own Morph Ball bombs off of Central Mining.
Oh. Surprised Captain doesn't have that.
Now, he never went over to Central Mining.
Well, you had to go there in order to get the labs. I am surprised that he did not.
No, he went backwards into labs through ventilation shaft.
Did he? I see.
I went through Sand Canyon to ventilation area A, into main reactor, and then he save warped out after passing sand processing.
That is an interesting choice, especially given that, well, he did lower the gate earlier, so maybe that was his plan all along.
And it looks like he's trying to peek what's in command center there. Finally gets an E-tank. I would go get that.
Yep.
With Cestrion having so much equipment right now, especially bombs,
Oh, there's Wavebeam.
Yo, Wavebeam in the water.
Okay, Wavebeam and Varia is going to lock quite a bit for Prime for a while. But still no space jump. So...
Yep, now Captain's in Central Mining.
Yeah, trying to traverse his way to go grab that. The more ball bombs there. There we go, got the Wavebeam.
Yeah, he missed a scan dash, unfortunately.
Arrow's in a little bit of a tight spot here with Zoid.
I really hope he doesn't take another death.
Ooh, Zoid can get really dicey sometimes.
Yeah, and those War Wasps don't do him any good either.
Okay, Light Suit was Vanilla Violet, or excuse me, Light Beam rather. So that's really early. Echoes is getting a lot of good early progression, so we can immediately check Feeding Pit. Just a missile.
Oh, arrow, please. Oh, no, the Wasps.
It's worth learning the strats to mitigate all that nonsense with Zoid. You can actually do a slope jump to land in front of Zoid, or rather onto Zoid, just not on top, on the rim of its body, and you just completely avoid having to deal with any of the flamethrower nonsense, and you have very easy shots towards the Wasps. Most people know how to do it with Space Jump, but some people are unaware that you can also do it with No space jump.
All right. Well, here's some major information coming over from Sunset Orange. We're going to find about our Prime artifacts.
Yep. I got the notepad out.
Sounds good.
So once again, this time we have 9. Makes the fact that it's CGC a little bit more interesting, gives some more opportunities for alternate world presets, or excuse me, different worlds having artifacts, I should say.
All right. We do have a question
Could you
for you,
bomb jump
Sam.
up to it? Yes, yes you can.
Okay.
It's easier to slope jump to it, I'd say, however. Okay, it looks like TDC is not going to read hints immediately, which I respect.
Yep. Meanwhile, Cestron making his way over to Battlegrounds, it looks like. He's going to check out the items over here. Oh, nope, I completely misread the room he was in. Never mind.
Whoops.
I thought he was still in Doomed Entry.
How we looking? This seed seems pretty straightforward, but we do not have Space Jump yet for Prime, and we have Wave and also Varia on the way, but in different orders. One side has Wave, the other one has Varia, but they're both accessible. So our Space Jump could be in a really bad spot. We don't know. I mean, Space Jump could be on Thardus and surprise everybody.
Yeah, with that goes current items. That's another STK. That makes 4. With that goes current equipment. Yeah, I'd do some cleanup over in labs. You know, you've got Dark Beam. You could make an entire rotation through Dark Aegon.
I think
Then
that's exactly what both players are doing.
yeah, take care of that. Once you find the light beam, make a beeline for Torvus. It opened both super missiles, dark and light beam. Open up 90% of Torvus right then and there.
Yep. Also, Captain finally securing the bombs, going to be going back into labs now that he has the ability to go through it more. Hera once again trying to return to Zoid, hopefully to make a stake for his name over there, because Zoid kind of ruined him by unfortunately pinning him, because Zoid can very well do that. It will occasionally stop briefly while the flamethrower is still out to rotate its direction, but occasionally it can get you in a corner and you can just die unexpectedly.
Which can be very painful, as Arrows learned.
Meanwhile, we have Cestrion attempting to do sand processing without boosts. Normally you have screw attack and you'd be able to do a easier method of this, but unfortunately we don't. So we have to do a very tricky method of this where we have to get just the right spot here to unmorph onto it. Very nicely done, got it there. It is actually quite hard to get that spot to unmorph, but we managed to squeeze in right there. And there's boost ball for Echoes in the tree.
Oh, perfect timing just after you do the trick.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Always gotta check the tree.
Oh, looks like Arrow did the bomb jump to get on top of Zoid's standable. And he fell off. No, you're in the fire. Arrow, get out.
There's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Zoid. Zoid will mess you up.
Probably in real life as well.
Yeah.
Seems like a big guy. He seems like a big guy. But he's a nice guy, though.
Yes.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
He's a great person.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, TDC probably going to be picking up Varia here in a bit. This is the main breakthrough for Prime here.
It looks like Captain's going to make his way over for Dark Aegon Labs. We're going to go and take our first loop around there. Hopefully he gets his light suit.
Alright.
Or no,
Arrow
in this
has
case,
finally slayed Zoid.
thank God. Or actually, no, in this case, I think it would be his dark suit. Captain didn't go back for Transport B.
Ah, right.
So we can't get... Yeah, no, it's his dark suit. He didn't go back for it. Alrighty, well, as we have a little bit of downtime, that's a good time to point out if anyone in chat has any questions, comments, concerns, or inquiries for either us or any of the runners, or just in general. You know, feel free to ask, and we'll do our best to get back to you as fast as possible.
Certainly. So it's also worth mentioning that because Sestron uh, got that progressive suit in Great Temple before getting the next suit in Vanilla Lightbeam, he's able to take care of Feeding Pit immediately. And Captain here is sort of forced to isolate it because he didn't get Light Suit. So this is obviously Feeding Pit is dead, but this may sort of be a lurking concern for Captain ND and may end up backtracking for it when he doesn't need to, which may waste some time.
I would agree with you, unless if I think it was an Incash 2 where Sonic Boom is. If he does this return trip with Annihilator and Sonic Boom has something useful, it could be a well played detour.
Hmm. Alright, so TGC is opting to do Plant here. Also just made me notice that he hasn't received Spider Ball yet. I don't believe I recall where that was, but it is very necessary to get Varia and Upper Dynamo.
Unfortunately, I can't recall where the Spider Ball was either. I'm drawing a blank. But we do find out that Quadraxis has Sunburst. Oh, I guess we're not burning. We're not going to give the power of the sun to Grapple Guardian. All right, what does the plant have? The plant has dark ammo. Oh, that's so kind. It's useless, but it's nice. Well, I shouldn't say useless. Yeah, more ammo is always good. And thankfully with Seekers, we can go ahead and full clear Mining Station B. Meanwhile, Captain's making his way over to Dark Samus 1. It's going to go get main reactors item. And he's determining that it's not quite useful. And a missile-related upgrade on Dark Oasis. And over on TGC side, we're going. We're going for Flaggles again.
Yeah. I had to mute for a second, but I am back. And yes, he's doing early wilds here. It's a very tricky bomb jump. Unfortunately, decides to give up pretty quickly. Thankfully, this won't matter very much because we have supers and Spider Ball is on the way. Oh, that's right. Spider Ball was in a communication area, I believe.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember that now. We got the hint for it early.
What was in Mining Station B as well?
They're looking at it. Or space
Oh,
jump
that's
surprise. Oh,
wow. That's a weird location for that.
it's
All right, that's
completely in
pretty
logic.
important.
It's in logic though. Testron has boost ball,
Certainly.
but I can't recall the last time I did Mining Station B properly.
Yep. So I find it kind of odd about Arrow's choice of checks because I probably would have gone to Magmor before Flagra. I know it routes pretty decently, especially since we have Spider and we can take care of Ghosts pretty easily. But those are really unfriendly in terms of having progression. And if I did see correctly, Flagra was dead. So,
Yeah, you are correct. Flock only had dark ammo. Although early wild could have something though.
that's true, yeah.
Oh, well, we got a
Translator
translator
Temple
hint.
Grounds, but I think that's Violet, so...
Did they pick up? Yeah, the temple
yeah.
assembly site. Yeah. Why do I forget then immediately remember? I hate when that happens.
Nope. Nope. There's a visor in vent area A? B?
X-ray.
One of the vent areas.
I think that's it. I think that's A.
Yeah. Well, there's X-ray. Oh, nice camera. uh, yeah. Since we have Space Jump and Wave, now we can get a whole lot of stuff done here in Chozo. And when we move to Magmor, we'll be able to almost full clear it. So we're in pretty good spot.
Yeah. Yeah, but we
Just
got
still got to get that spider.
Yeah, but TGC's going up for Tower of Light. Must be something good. It is. It's an
There's our
artifact.
first artifact. Tower of something that may be considered remotely a major.
Ah, nice. Meanwhile,
Ooh,
dark. Oh, double damage. That's really nice.
power chamber. That's gonna be pretty convenient. Except we're still going to one-shot the pirates there with a power bomb.
I mean, it's Dark Pirates. What do you really want to stay and fight them normal?
Oh, those were normal pirates. Now these guys,
Oh,
they
well,
deserve all the power bombs. Any bosses known for echoes? Not exactly. We have a Umos 2 hint for an energy tank, so that's dead, but there's no genuine bosses.
well, we did find Quad with Sunburst.
Ah, did we? I did not
We
notice
did.
that.
Yeah, Quad's hiding Sunburst of all things.
So it's still required, but not in the same way as everything else is.
I'm gonna let you explain it then. What ways would Sunburst be useful to our Echoes players in this race?
Uh, Now, all joking aside, does actually have some decent utility for boss fights almost exclusively.
I agree.
Uh, Particularly, Grapple Guardian and Emperor Aang 1 are both strong examples. Sunburst deals an immense amount of damage to both of them. Besides that, it's not used for anything else besides very obscure tricks where you can activate bomb slots without actually using bombs, but we would never see that in a race like this.
Wasn't that Dark Burst?
You can actually use any beam combo on it. It's just Dark
Really?
Burst happens to be the one that's the most lenient.
I didn't.
Sunburst is definitely the hardest of all of them to use it with.
I did not. I would assume Supers would be. I mean, they move so flipping fast.
I don't actually think Supers can, but someone may be able to confirm or deny that.
I doubt it, but it'd be nice though.
Yep.
Excuse me. I have a bit of a cough today.
So since TGC fought Flagra, he's able to get this check with absolutely no problems. Just got to do a pretty straightforward slope jump.
And meanwhile,
Meanwhile, Arrow...
go ahead.
we're about to say meanwhile.
Yeah.
What did you have to say, my friend?
No, I got nothing. But we did find Prime's boost ball though underwater over
Yep.
in Watery Hull. Going to get that, and an
We were
SGCam
trying to
trial
get it, but
tunnel. Christ's sake!
quite a
That's
few
5.
SDKs, 4 already, I believe.
No, I think that might be 5. I might be forgetting one. But no, what were you saying with Arrow and the
Yeah,
ghosts?
so Arrow's gonna fight Ghosts now, and we have a very solid loadout for it with Supers and Charge Beam, and I am curious if we're going to find anything important here, because this is 100% in logic with Supers and Spider Ball currently in the chain. Although, they tend to not like that progression, and just an
Well,
E-Tank. A minor convenience, but definitely not what we're looking for.
oh, I'd say it's pretty useful. It's their first one, and they still haven't reached Magmore yet.
Yes, Echoes haven't reached Magmore yet.
I thought it was a Primey tank he picked up. Oh, oops.
Oops. Yeah, but thankfully with both our suits, E-Tanks is mainly only for combat and Echoes, which we can already mitigate with our power bombs and both our beams, as well as the double damage we picked up.
That's absolutely true. And unfortunately, Jump Guardian was just some bait today, hiding a missile expansion. But thankfully, this fight is completely skippable. As you can see on Cestrion's side, the Jump Guardian's hitbox is still loaded in. So that's free damage.
Yep. So TGC is also, with the Wave Beam in hand, going to be heading in further portion of Magmore, whereas on Arrow's side, since he got Varia, he hasn't actually gone back to Early Town to do those checks yet, so he's going into Magmore without Wave, which isn't a big deal, but if he opts to go into Fendrana, he's going to have to do a bit of a annoying backtrack in order to further the checks there. So it's kind of an interesting situation that Arrow is definitely going to benefit from due to just the much larger amount of checks he can get.
I'll
It's
agree
only
with you.
until we get Spider that Prime will be able to get out.
I'll agree with that, but we do have a concern about Arrow skipping Boost Ball, though. Did he ever go back to Watery Hull for it?
I don't believe so, based on this. Especially since, oh, careful there. No E-Tanks, and I guess it just didn't work well as routing? Not sure.
And it is. You would have to go a little out of the way to go get it. But the thing is, does he know about it? Has he seen the information?
I believe so.
Although I'm
Careful, Arrow.
I'm not too sure if I agree with Echo's routing right now, based on a personal standpoint. We're completely missing at Junction Side and in Cache 4, both of which we can get. And
I
if
believe Captain already got those. On
oh, he did,
Cestrion's side, I'm not sure.
and it didn't look like Cestrion went for it at all. That's why I'm concerned.
Hmm,
If they have something major, then yeah, they're way out of the way.
yeah. Although I really we really need to push Cestrion with all our energy to go to Temple Grounds because that's what gets Prime out of BK here, which I believe they are. I think our only checks that we have not gotten yet are Root Cave, I believe. Not
Well,
logical, but cheeseburger.
I'd agree. If I had to make a route for this, I'd work back to start like Cestrion's doing. Do Hive Chamber A and B, grab DMT and the bomb item. Make a loop over for GFFC compound. You get both items up top there. You can take a peek over at Grand Wind Chamber. No, we can't cross. We can't cross though.
Well, we
You can.
can with a well-placed scan dash, which I
Well,
believe Cestrion is very much capable of.
that's fair. If we do the scan dash, we can grab both items there. Head up to. It could check phase on grounds if that's hiding
Ooh,
anything useful.
okay. That's so. TGC has only been to Chozo and Talon so far, and once he gets Varia, he's going to have so much of the game open for him. So that's a pretty early beams. And they're
And
both accessible in Prime's games.
speaking about opening, over on Captain's side, finally about to go get Prime Space Jump boots.
Yep. And
Well,
Cestron opting to grab this red key in Hall of Honor Dead just in case it's important.
you never know.
And it is Dark
Dark
Aeon
Aeon.
Key 3. So might be important.
That looks like our last one, isn't it?
Maybe. It is a little difficult to see on Restream, but I am able to pull up their streams on my end as well.
Oh. Well, we did just get Root Cave though. So, Root Cave, and there was a nothing item behind the plasma door. And a Prime has a power bomb expansion over on Arrow's side.
I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like we have 2 out of 3 Aegon keys. So
One
still
must have
got
been an
more to go.
it must have been an Hive key then that I looked at. Vanilla DMT. Alrighty.
So now TTC is going to be. Ice Beam doesn't actually do us very much. Oh, we could go through. Oh, we could do Frigate. Some of it,
That
not all
sounds
of it, but
that sounds painful.
it's a really weird situation where you don't have Varia, but you have the opportunity to go through Frigate. Not logical because we don't have Thermal Visor, but
Right.
we can also go and check some Far Chozo stuff. Great Tree Chamber as well. Actually, we can even get into Mines by doing Bar Skip. Oh my god, what? Oh, good lord, okay.
Well,
So, after Varia, Prime can go literally anywhere. That's, wow. Okay. This looks like it could very well be a Jet Seed. Also, I just noticed that Super Missiles were in Warrior Shrine. It's a pretty big find. Yeah, being in BK is actually indirectly helping TGC here, because once he does get Spider and inevitably grabs Varia, at least I hope, because he may be out of the way for Dynamo. I don't know. Or maybe he'll suspect that Varia is in Dynamo. Alright, now that we have all our beams, we're gonna see our hints. We have transport access, that is in Fen. Watch station. So we need Spooter Ball for that. Don't have it quite yet. Research core. Okay. Pretty simple. There's the quad hint. Abandoned worksite. GFMC. Gathering hall. Underground tunnel, of course.
always progression there.
The other gathering hall. Or wait, no, we already read that. Just going
Uh,
back through them. And there's biohazard containment. Okay.
Alright,
So, frigates required anyways.
and as far as that goes, Cestron, we found a power bomb expansion over on Planet Dark Warship, and Arrow Razor might be happy he just picked up his gravity suit off of Magmor.
Yeah, that gravity suit will help in the future. So let's hope that after TDC receives spiders here in a bit, he's going to go back into Dynamo. Unfortunately, he's going to have to kill these ghosts because they actually lock you out of activating the bomb slots. Or more specifically, they prevent you from falling into the hands of the Chozo statue, which lets you obtain the items.
Well, Cestron just sent the spider ball over to TGC, so that could help him out.
Did
And
Sestron
meanwhile,
forget that was him?
either that or he's doing something. I don't know how to continue that.
Alright, so Ing Reliquary's dead. And just a missile there in Elder Chamber, so where will TDC go now? Okay, he's not going to Dynamo, which could be really bad. Because we know that Echo's supers are in Magmor. And supers and Echoes are really important.
Oh, big time.
Have we seen FTA? No, we have not. Especially because we don't have Emerald yet.
But there's the compound. It appears it's on top of the ship. Although Arrow did pick up his ice beam off a root cave and a nothing item behind the plasma door.
Although Errol also has ice, so he's... So wait, I just realized, ice is in root cave, waves in Freer crash site, and plasma's right above an overgrown cavern.
Correct.
That is hilarious. All the beams are right next to each other and all in Prime's games.
Well, at least you're not relying on echoes to try to find it for you. But we still don't know where Annihilator is.
Yes, but that may or may not be required. Unlike Annihilator, or unlike Plasma and Prime, however, Annihilator does not actually lock out that much of the world map.
That's fair.
And here's that aforementioned scan dash we can use to cross Grim Wind Chamber, basically executed. I'm assuming Grim Wind Chamber itself was also dead.
Well, there's an STK over on Wind Chamber Gateway.
Yep. And also a Dark Purse there in Life Grove Tunnel, and main PBs in
PI
Life Grove itself.
That's pretty flippin' fantastic for echoes.
Still not logical, because... So this indicates that Prime main PBs cannot be locked by Echo's main PBs.
And storage C is ammo?
That was a boost ball.
Yeah,
or no, or rather he received boost ball then, I'm not sure what it was.
No, he received boost puff from Prime, but storage C itself was just dark ammo.
Alright, so this is... This is really worrying for TGC. Depending on how well... Because hints aren't... Like, skipping supers or hints is not that bad. Especially because we have Light Suit. We can do a extended wall crawl to skip the super door. It's just a little harder, and normally it would be really hard unless you have ample energy or 2 suits, but we have 2 suits, so it shouldn't be that big a deal. Why is Arrow isolating for a crash site? This is very confusing. Nice camera there from TGC side.
Gotta love bar skip. Gotta love the bar skip. Oh, Emerald Translator.
Nice second try.
Transport A access.
Is Transport A access dead? Oh,
No,
it was Emerald.
Yeah. It was like the perfect thing to open up the gate.
Yeah, TTC's going to mines, namely because we cannot go anywhere else really. We can choose to go into Frigate and get a couple checks, and while we can't really do anything else in terms of Prime until we get Varia, and we know that Varia is hiding away in Dynamo, which is not great for TGC because it's likely that he may or may not last location it, and thusly may or may not be last locationing supers for Echoes. So yeah, where Spider is in Echoes, we don't know, but we know that the Prime Spider Ball is in Communication area, although both players already have that. Keys Dark Aegon Temple, I think that said Aegon Temple Grounds and something else I can see.
I I'm gonna agree with what Cestron's doing here. Get your STK hints. You're right here. You had the supers. Just the information is key. But you
Doesn't
already
have
have most.
supers.
He doesn't.
Nope,
Oh,
because
there's
Prime
there it
doesn't have
is.
Varia. But he's
Well,
going
then
to
in
do
that.
that extended wall crawl that was aforementioned.
Well, thankfully he's got light suit for it.
Yeah, without Light Suit, this would be much more difficult. Even with Dark Suit, having one
it
E-Tank for this is pretty tough.
well, the entire wall crawl itself is painful.
The wall crawl itself is not that bad. It's just a little difficult to do optimally, and the Secret World is a bit tricky. So we are going to set up a bomb space jump here to get enough height to land on top of this sort of crane. And then from there, we're going to be jumping over a hole in the collision surrounding us. Ooh, arrow falling down into Maga Pool. We do have gravity, so we can recover this easily. Looks like arrow resetting out of Magma Pool, interestingly enough. May not be confident enough to cross the gap back. Cestra unfortunately having a little bit of trouble with this. It may look like that captain is also opting for hints because we have Seekers and Supers, 2 tanks and Dark Suit. So gonna
Yeah,
have a much easier time grabbing those.
yeah, it's more than enough. And you go on for another Aegon key off of Hall of Honor Dead, which is nice to have. We still don't have our Morbicent.
Nice Seekers being Seekers right there on Captain's side.
Okay, at least you pulled off a good recovery.
Is
That,
going to opt to grab this key as well.
yep.
So Cestrion's going to fall down onto this door here. I don't believe this room will be loaded. Never mind, it will. So now we're just going to walk along the bottom here, and I believe we will just door warp into this if we can beat the load time here. Spam jump, hopefully land in front of the door in time before the room loads, although he's getting some bad RNG with getting the jump. And it looks like the room did load, so we're going to have to just... or we can just ceiling warp. That also works. Ceiling warping good. And there we go. Looks like War Ritual Grounds. Is that grapple? No, surely
It,
not.
it looks shiny. I'm thinking it's either grapple or a key. But it didn't look big enough to be a key.
Have we seen artifact hints? Yes, there's a couple people in chat that will likely write them down here for you in a bit.
Alrighty, chat. Once again, it's time to play Guess That Key Location. Whoever
Yep,
guesses.
time for echoes. Thank you, Drake.
We already have most of them. We're only missing 4 to 5.
Arrow getting hints now is really peculiar. Alright, just need a 3 war.
Oh, you had more than I thought.
Alright, first,
Processing center,
PCA. That's OP required. Next, Fungal Hall B, Lower Mines. We'll be able to get that on the way. Lastly is Chozo Ice
Otherwise.
Temple.
Ooh,
Okay, those are pretty easy to get because Prime has everything they need to actually get those. So,
it's
not
not
in need of any
bad.
requirements here. What the heck? I did not know that was a thing.
You just walk right through the wall.
Okay, learn something new every day.
I keep telling you, Sam, if it, it, these are very stable games.
Yep. Yeah, TDC does look a little confused. He was standing sort of unaware in Flogger's area because he knows he can't logically go anywhere at the moment. even though he does have the opportunity to go to like mines, frigate, go through mines to get the fen, none of that is logical at the moment. So he needs to draw in his head what he can do logically, and I hope he's piecing together that Dynamo is available. So based off of this, who is ahead? It's kind of hard to say because Arrow put off beams for a long time. He put off Frigate Crash Site in particular, which I find super confusing. TGC found that early. Um, so TGC's going to get Varia here, and I feel like he'll be able, since he'll just be able to get a lot more done. Uh, it'll be better for him in that case. Meanwhile, Cestron is going to have to put a lot more effort into getting hints, whereas Captain ND has the red carpet set out for him to get it. So, it's just this difference in routing here. All right,
Yep,
finally we
and
got Varia, the
yeah, it looks like
ugly or beautiful Varia suit for Fusion.
it looks like Captain's only missing 4. He's missing the PCA off of Phase on Mines,
Yeah, so
Fungal Hall B again.
our Go mode, we're practically in Go mode. Like, well, we need Spider for Echoes. We don't actually. Well, we need Screw Attack. Ignore me. Screw Attack is very much necessary. So it's Screw Attack, Spider Ball, and that should be it. As well as Phase on Super Prime. So it's 3 items until we can wrap this thing up.
Yeah, I'm reading these hints. I don't see anything too terrible. I mean, watch station doesn't need much to get. The spider ball is all that really matters.
Echo
Underground
Spider is
tunnel.
not known.
Underground tunnel. We know where Emerald is. That's
Okay, so now that Arrow has both of his beams, he's deciding to go into Frigate now. Given that we have Gravity and that we know it's already acquired with the artifact and Biohazard, we might as well do this now. Echoes has a lot of checks available still.
yeah, Echoes pretty much has their entire game open.
Yeah, we still haven't been to Torvus or Sank.
If I was captain, I'd go straight for Torvus through Torvus entrance.
I
Oh,
think that's what both players are doing, as a matter of fact.
yeah, that's what it's looking like. I'd just make a whole loop through Torvus. So clear upper Torvus is all you really need. Lower Torvus, well, actually no. Lower Torvus elevator would be great. Would be perfect to get into Watch Station.
Yeah, we'll be able to route in Sank through Lower Torvus, although we don't have Gravity Boost, so we'll have to do some fancy movement to navigate our way through that.
Yeah, but we do have Spider Ball though, so we could. Well, I don't even know if air underwater would work. We don't have Screw Attack.
That is true. We would have to rely on underwater dashes instead.
So it's tricky, but it can be done for a good route. Get into go through main research from Sank, and hey, you're right there next to a watch station, a few rooms away, or an elevator away through Cat West.
Nice Chica key.
Lovely, Chica Key underwater, exactly where it should be, away where no one can get it.
Chica has been confirmed dead.
We're still missing a Morbus though. And Captain having a little bit of a struggle with the scan dash to get across.
Yeah, holding R pretty late there, not getting enough speed. But he
Well, no.
did manage to abuse the terminal fall enough to land on the right side.
Like TGC's going through Triclops Pit, going through Magmore.
A very long overdue trip to Magmore as a result of the very late Varia suit, unfortunately.
Yeah, but Various Suit was in his own game, wasn't it?
That it was.
And there is the Sunken Sun. And then Gathering Hall, having another artifact.
Gathering Hall.
That's not Gathering Hall. That's abandoned work site.
Yep, Gathering Hall is all the way down in Lower Torvis.
That's absolutely correct. I'm not sure where I'm getting that one from. Because Gathering Hall is still required. That just wasn't the right room.
Yep. So I'm curious what Arrow will do here after getting through. So by this point, you can definitely go into mines. You can do everything in mines, practically. So we can get all our artifacts there, and also optimize some checks on the way.
Now there's Echo's super missile finally.
Oh, Cobalt and Hat. Wow.
Ooh.
So we had a key, an artifact, and a translator at Frigate. That's a lot more progression than Frigate usually ever has. Albeit the key is not required, but
That's fair. It's good to have. But Cestron pulling off an amazing bomb space jump to get the get the bridge lowered. If you can't go through the bridge, just go over it.
very nicely done.
And what is that on Torvis Lagoon? That's like maybe a missile. And Torvis Grove hiding another missile. What's on Meditation Vista today?
I could not tell, but obviously we can't get it yet.
No, not yet.
That is correct. We have no information on Screw Attack at the moment, so let's hopefully get a hint for that. That Powerbomb expansion is nice to have. So TTC is going to go straight into Fen here, unlike Arrow, who decided to dip out, interestingly enough.
And with that, there's Underground Tunnels, Artifact of Nature.
Yep. Just breezing through these on our way.
I still think this is a good route. You know Torvis is fully loaded with artifacts. Clear it, make your way to Lower Torvis, which gives you immediate access to your last artifact and sink.
I feel like Fen is going to have something important. I feel like Fen will have maybe a lot of Screw Attack.
That may be nice. You don't want to just go all the way to Fen just for that one, just for Chozo Ice Temple. Captain's doing another save warp to landing site. Must have grabbed everything he had. And my least favorite room of all time is that dang Torvis Plaza. I hate it. I hate it with a passion.
Yeah, we do not have anything to actually obtain it at the moment, so we're unfortunately going to have to leave it isolated for now. Not having a Screw Attack in the first, even 5 minutes is really refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes runners have to use their heads and do some nice tricks to get through instead of relying on a overly broken item.
Indeed. Alright, going to secure our French vanilla sort of required key in Chozo Ice Temple. So it looks like Arrow dipped out of Lake Talon there, and I'm assuming he will go back into Magmor, I assume, based on this. I'm not sure yet. Couldn't tell. Was Pod W something important?
Power bomb expansion.
Ah.
For Prime. So that does give Prime mock power bombs, but they've already had them, so it's always good to have more. Although we do have stepping into Boost Guardian with Dark Torvis Arena. Oh, can we get the quick kill with the power bomb right away?
That's pretty straightforward. Oh, did a little bit
Yeah.
of a different attack pattern, but we're good.
And our boost Guardian has today, after you'll watch the most satisfying boss defeat, some dark ammo. Lovely. Oh, unlimited missiles for echoes.
Okay, not bad.
TGC just found them over in Fen.
I'm curious as to what Captain D's plan of routing is here because he can't really get anywhere with a lot of checks from his current location.
Yeah. If I had to take a guess, I'd say he's making his round back to Great Temple. He's gonna go grab his light suit and possibly head to Torvis through Meeting Ground.
Also looks like a dip into phase-on grounds.
Yep, there's our last Aegon key over on what was that Canyon?
Fendrana Canyon, yes.
Or Captain's gonna go take a peek over at what you called Phazon grounds.
Yep.
Although we don't have Dark Visor or Screw Attack, unless he really wants to pull out those invisible platforms.
It is a little tricky to cross the gap, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, it's just like doing Dark. He's turning around because he realizes he doesn't have Grapple Beam.
Oh, that looks like Spider Ball for Echoes up there. It's gonna be nice to have.
Either Spider Ball or Cannonball.
Spider Ball will typically have a smaller model than both Boost and Cannonball.
I see. Okay.
We're gonna have to use this cache as a standable in order to reach this. There we go, nicely done.
Nice.
Now Echoes is feeling pretty good. Now the only real thing we need is Screw Attack.
Yeah, once we have Screw Attack, we're practically in go mode. And Captain's going to go pick up his Emerald Translator. He's going to say, oh, we got Emerald. We know we can get into Torvis properly now. Time to start making that loop.
Yeah, now we can try and see if we can grab some hints for any of the remaining majors that he's still looking for, aka Screw Attack and Spider Ball.
Well, we know
It
we're
would be
Spider Ball.
it would be something if Screw Attack was locked by Annihilator and Echo.
Oh, that's me. That's me. And I have it like on Sentinel's Path or something.
I'll have it in Profane Path.
Ah, that's even worse. I'm about to see a Thardus fight.
We might as well. We have a very, very, very good loadout for it.
No,
Unless
Drake, no one.
TGT is up skip for it.
No one said Airy, but hey, you know what? Why not? Let's throw Screw Attack on Airy. Make this even better than what it is today.
Alright, gonna try and do a scan dash to get to Quarantine Monitor. Nicely done there.
Nope. Get out of the lava, Airy. Airy arrow.
Airy Razor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna live that one down.
Well, unfortunately, TGC didn't make that scan dash, so it looks like nope, not gonna fight Thardus. That's fair. We got a bunch of other stuff to look for.
Yeah, it's. And for, what is it, the third time today, Obsestron's deciding to go out of bounds.
There's a lot of out of bounds, even when you don't have Screw Attack.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's one of the best movement options you have if you can't get somewhere. You just force your way into it.
Okay, there's our Transport Access artifact. Nice ceiling work. Well done with that walk roll. Okay, Arrow's only now cleaning up all the wave checks and Shozo. Still has not touched even a lick of Fendrana drifts yet.
Now that could be pretty bad since Fendrana does have some good movement, good progression.
At the moment we haven't actually seen much in Fendrana in terms of important items, I don't think. We just have a few select artifacts that we need to get.
Oh, that's where the problem lays. It's Fendrana, in my opinion, is one of the worst to try to backtrack to. This is how open and spread out the entire place is. But then again, that's my opinion. I don't run Prime, so you would know more than I do on it.
I'd like to say I know a bit about this game.
Oh, just a bit. Okay, don't flatter yourself.
TGC doesn't look like he's actually going to do the rest of Farfen here, which is an interesting decision. Nice shot there on the two pirates.
Beautiful. And Captain taking his double damage from arrow. Always good to have more damage.
It looks like TDC is trying to just prioritize artifacts. Looking like he wants to get that hit as soon as possible, although there is a screw attack still lurking around somewhere.
It'd be pretty mean if Screw Attack was hiding somewhere in Lower Torvus.
While in Morph
Huh.
Ball mode, press A to drop bombs.
I wish I would have known that as a kid. That explains so much why I couldn't beat Echoes.
Yeah, bombs are kind of important.
Well, get to Aegon Temple, you're sitting there, you got your bombs, you keep rolling around. Like, well, what do I do now? I got two giant gates in front of me.
Alright, so TGC is opting to go straight into mines here, which could either end up completely topsy-turvy or could be a amazing play. But let's hope
I,
that we get a hint for screw attack here.
I love that's how we're going. It's either going to be really good or really bad. There's no in between.
I feel like it's one of the two extremes.
We do have a lot of comments saying Screw Attack's going to be hiding on Echo Vault. Uh-oh.
Vanilla screw attack. That is a rarity nowadays.
Yeah, but have you seen the recent seeds that's been generating for this for our races?
I have. I haven't seen a vanilla screw attack.
Yeah, but I know it. We're due for it.
Let's hope maybe we can find a hint for it here. Cestrion.
Have we seen?
I think he just realized what he was trying to do. Aaron no Wonder, like, oh, I can't do this.
At least you
Who
realized before he
generated
went.
the seed? That would be the Junior Chris. All right, Cestrion just did an underwater dash there by pressing R, L, R and L on the same frame there when jumping while underwater. You can gain quite a bit more speed than you would normally. Gives you just enough to reach this platform. Fortunately, he's having some trouble with Seekers, especially on this platform when you're so close up and the missiles have very unorthodox properties in underwater. They're not going to function the way you want to.
Well, hey, the good thing is at least he has unlimited missiles, so we can keep doing this.
At least. There we go.
Nice recovery.
TGC, what are you doing? Why are... Oh, he's scared of the Shadow Pirates. Alright, are also going to check Plaza Processing. Could have Screw Attack, which would be funny. That's Gravity Boost?
Where do you see a gravity boost at?
In Vent Shaft there for Prime.
Really?
Blue Skies, Progressive Suit, and Transport B Access. Thank you very much, game.
Well, I mean, we just did the underwater movement, so I mean...
Alright, so since Cestrion does not have Screw Attack, gonna have to do an unorthodox... Oh, that's Grapple. Gonna have to do an unorthodox extended dash here in order to reach the other side. Since we don't also have Gravity Boost, we cannot do this puzzle the way it was intended to. So we have to get a good enough E-dash to make it our way across, but also not to bonk on those platforms. That looks good. Nicely done.
And grapple beam will take. We don't have screw attack, so grapple's the next best thing.
Yeah, we can't use the spider track because we don't have gravity boost, so boosting off them will not provide enough speed. There's a cannonball in Central Dynamo. I'd say get that, but it doesn't look like TDC is going to. Maybe Sestron said not to quite yet.
I don't necessarily see the purpose of Cannonball. Would it give you underwater movement better?
No, but it will be useful later on for Emperor too, and also dealing with anything that may try to get in our way.
That's fair, but we still have to go to Watch Station. So if they decide to go through Cat West, that would be a an orb cannon.
Well, yes, but we wouldn't be able to get through Cat West anyways because that door is locked.
Well, we could still have hope.
I'd say cannonballs is good to pick up, but definitely not required in any sense of the word.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, TDC just immediately booking it through mines, which is a interesting choice. Sestrion going to have to once again perform his underwater dash. Oh, almost getting it there.
Well, as we have this little bit of downtime, once again, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us here today and enjoying this quote unquote amazing generation of a cross game.
Yeah. While we're at it, also make sure to follow our runners. They all stream quite a bit of this game. All very good people. There's our main power bombs there. And expect to see more from them in the future.
And with that being said, with it being a cross game, we do have our cross game tournament coming up shortly, so it could be a very interesting experience.
Yeah, here in about a month or two, be sure to
Hi.
expect it.
All right, let's go ahead and get back on track here.
It's been a moment since I've seen this room perform vanilla. Our PMT is
Yeah,
dead. Nice.
but we will use this time again. If anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, or inquiries that you'd like to be brought up during any time of this race or the post interview, feel free to put them down below, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. But our biggest thing right now is, Sam, what are we looking for on Prime side to really be in go mode?
Phase on suit.
Well, aside from that,
Though that's the only thing.
that's the only
Everything
thing.
else is not required. We could get thermal as a convenience for final bosses, and that's about it. We would like to find screw attack for echoes though, which may or may not be somewhere in the game. So far, Arrow has been going through Farfendrana, although has not come up with any majors quite yet. Only has a couple checks left here at the top of Edge.
Oh, that could be pretty bad. There's a major upgrade over in ATS.
Oh, really?
That's what Sestron just found out. I didn't see who it was for, but it could have been for his own.
I think that could be screw attack if it was behind the gate.
Well, yeah, that's fair. It could be.
That would be bad.
I had a brain
you need echo for that, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sitting here thinking, how can you have screw attack up on a screw attack wall? Do you know something I don't? But no, ATS has 2 items in it.
Alright, time for Leo Mega Power. We're just going to spam missiles here to take care of the armor platings, and then we're going to use a couple missiles and a bunch of super missiles to take care of the rest of the pools. Easy with the phase on there, mate. We want to try and get troop skip by laying a power on the right time there. Laid it just a little bit too early there, and unfortunately did not get it.
Meanwhile, Captain's working his way through Dark Taurus, picking up his spider ball, which is going to help him out greatly when he reaches sync.
It looks like Farfendrana was completely dead. Vanilla OP would actually be kind of a convenience because OP is required anyways through PCA.
right, let's get more information on Cestrion's
Ooh,
side.
that was a little close. Thank you, Aim.
X- X-ray visor, yeah, no doubt.
Oh, OP
And
himself was dead.
missile-related upgrade on Dungeon, that's also dead. And has Chris done Upper Mines?
No. And I imagine that he will move on to that. Just got to be a little wary of his health.
And no, OP was a missile expansion.
OP cannot be X-ray, maybe. You need X-ray to fight OP.
Well, maybe on some sort of hyper mode setting.
Nope. You
No, really?
physically cannot fight OP whatsoever unless you have X-ray.
No, would you look at that?
If anybody wants to solve a bit of a annoying backtrack in Metroid Prime 80%, then feel free to solve OP without X-ray, because that is a bit of a gatekeep.
Well, you've heard of X-ray, now have your C-ray. Alrighty. So we have Amber Visor and C-ray today. Well, that must be one step up from Blu-ray.
Blu-ray's just Cobalt.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm assuming Cestrion isn't a fan of Blu-ray, however. He's probably more of an LD guy, and that's why he's going